Welcome back to Exemplary Marketing's YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about the 7 best tools for UI designers. When starting as a UI designer, a large part of the learning curve is getting to grips with the industry tools. Throughout the workflow, you'll need various programs and platforms to achieve your goals, whether it's communicating efficiently with your team or creating animations. Before we take a look at the UI tool set, let's recap on what it is that UI designers do. Search UI designer in Google and you may find yourself even more confused than before. It doesn't help that UI and UX are often lumped together, making it difficult to see where one ends and the other begins. Whilst the two are inextricably linked, it's important to know that user interface design is a field in its own right. Sure, there's some overlap, but ultimately UI design comes with its own set of tasks and therefore calls upon an entirely different skill set. User interface design is a crucial subset of UX. They both share the same end goal, to provide a positive experience for the user, but UI design comprises an entirely separate leg of the journey. Put simply, UI is what you use to interact with the product, while UX is concerned with how this overall interaction feels. UI design is all about how the user interacts with an interface. How do they get from one screen to another? What visual touch points do they encounter? This is all decided by the UI designer. They take the UX designer's blueprint and then turn it into something visual and interactive. In terms of day-to-day work, this involves everything from designing buttons, to choosing colors and fonts, to prototyping and carrying out usability testing. If you're making the move into UI design, you need to be familiar with the tools of the trade. Over time, you'll discover which ones are most effective for you. But to get you started, we've devised a list of some of the most popular in the industry. 1. Envision. Envision is a web-based prototyping tool popular with both UX and UI designers alike. You can upload static design files and quickly turn them into high-fidelity interactive prototypes. It's also great for collaboration, as clients and other team members can comment directly on your designs, and you can share your ideas across the team using boards. They're always adding new features, such as this craft prototype for seamless crossover between Sketch and Envision, and sign up is free. This is one of the most well-known tools in the industry, so it's definitely worth using. 2. Zeppelin. As a UI designer, it's essential that you're able to communicate your designs to the development team, and Zeppelin has been built to facilitate this. All you need to do is upload your designs, and Zeppelin will automatically generate specs and guidelines accordingly. For front-end developers, it reduces the time and effort needed to convert your designs by generating platform-related code snippets. For smooth collaboration, you can also integrate Zeppelin with Slack channels and add notes for the developers directly into the platform. 3. Balsamiq. When it comes to rapid wireframing, Balsamiq is a much-loved tool within the design industry. Available as a desktop or cloud app, it markets itself as the perfect in-between tool for designers, product managers, and developers. Perhaps one of the most valuable features for UI designers is the user interface library. You can choose from a range of different UI elements and just drag and drop them onto the wireframe. Once your prototype is ready, you can then print it out or run usability tests online before handing over to the developers. 4. Sketch. The digital design app that every UI pro needs, Sketch. This is a vector-based tool, so you can easily resize anything that you draw without losing sharpness. However, this is much more than just a drawing tool. Sketch is also great for wireframing and prototyping. Available for Mac only, you pay for the app once and then you can use it for as long as you want, but you'll need to renew your license every year in order to get updates. You can find everything that you need to know about getting started here. 5. Figma. Discovered the very first in-browser interface design tool, Figma. With powerful editing tools and loads of handy features, Figma is a one-stop shop for designing, prototyping, and gathering feedback. UI designers especially can take advantage of Constraints feature, which adapts your designs when the screen size changes. With the Components feature, it's also extremely easy to reuse elements across your designs. To find out more about how Figma works, check out their blog, or you can see for yourself with a free trial. Wondering whether Sketch or Figma is better for you? You might like to read our comparison of the two. 6. Flinto. Flinto is an interactive prototyping app for Mac, which offers pretty much everything that you need to bring your designs to life. Design micro interactions and screen transitions. Add video layers simply by dragging video or GIF files straight into your designs. Incorporate UI sound effects and customizable scrolling. The list goes on. You can also import your files from Sketch, and finally, preview how your designs look using the free iOS viewer. 7. Adobe XD. Adobe XD is a vector-based tool for designing and prototyping user experiences for web, mobile, and even voice. If you're already familiar with the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, then you'll feel right at home in Adobe XD. an extremely versatile tool which offers a whole host of features for designing, prototyping, sharing, collaborating, and creating a complete design system. XD natively supports Windows 10 and Mac OS, and it's also available as a mobile app for both Android and iOS. This is just a handful of tools that a UI designer might work with. When choosing your tools, there are certain things to take into consideration. First of all, what kind of projects will you be focused on? Do you need tools that are suitable for designing websites, mobile apps, both? Of course, you also need to make sure that the tools that you choose are compatible with the laptop or system with which you're working on. As well as plenty of independent research, it's also not a bad idea to chat to experienced UI designers and find out what tools that they recommend. However, the only way you'll really know which tools are for you is by experimenting. So sign up for as many free trials as possible. Video tutorials are also a great way to learn the basics, and most tools also come with their own guides and introductions. Play around with a few different programs and you'll quickly discover which features and which interfaces you're most at ease with and what works for you. So if you learned something new, please make sure you hit that like button, hit the share button, hit subscribe so that you see our next video. Thanks for watching, see you soon.